You alright? Me too, right? So if you weren't alright, you're about to be, because you've got the joys ahead of you of learning about respiration. It's a big moment for you. So what is it? Well, good question. It's a continuous chemical reaction. So it's happening all the time in your body and it releases energy. Why do you need energy? Again, good question. I'll tell you. Number one, movement. So not just like active transport needs energy, but literally for you to be able to move and reach for your phone as I'm trying to explain something, for example, that's movement. It needs energy. Building up proteins, right, or anything to make things bigger, it takes energy to do that. And to stay warm and to keep your body in a fit state, it also needs energy. Now, energy is given to you by respiration, and that comes in two types. The first one that we're going to learn about is aerobic respiration. So aerobic, it comes from an old word meaning air, and that's because aerobic respiration uses oxygen to release energy. And you need to know the word equation for it. But before that, you may remember when we did cells, I said mitochondria was the site of aerobic respiration, and here's that slide again. So keep that in mind, aerobic respiration happens in the mitochondria. Now to the equations, the word one there, word equation's in yellow, the symbol one is in white, and if you're looking at that thinking it looks familiar, well that's because it's the exact same as photosynthesis, but just in reverse. So if you just learn one, it's like a buy one get one free offer. It's a good bargain. You've learnt both. So oxygen and glucose is converted into water and carbon dioxide. Right, so there's another type of respiration, and if you look just at the screen, it might look like that's the same title as before, but actually it says anaerobic respiration. And what that means is that when there is no oxygen, your body will do anaerobic respiration. So it still releases energy from glucose, but just not as much, only about 5% as much actually. So it is pretty rubbish, but if there's no oxygen, you don't have a choice. Or if there's not enough oxygen, you don't have a choice. And anaerobic respiration as a chemical reaction happens in the cytoplasm. You might remember the cytoplasm is the site of those chemical reactions. So that was a weird transition between slides, but there you go. We need to know the word equation. So if it's happening in animal or bacteria, glucose just turns into lactic acid. It's converted into lactic acid. No need for a symbol equation. It's just that. It's just two words, lactic acid. If it's happening in plants or yeast, again, no need for a symbol equation, but glucose is converted into carbon dioxide and ethanol. And when anaerobic respiration happens in yeast, there's a special term for that called fermentation. And this is important because people make a lot of money off it. Here's the equation again. Now, ethanol is another word for alcohol. So anaerobic respiration in yeast is how you can get beers, for example. And carbon dioxide in this process is used to help make bread rise. So you can get a lot of like cakes and all that kind of goodness. You can, if you pop it in the oven, it will rise. You can tell I got excited talking about cake there. That's pretty lame on me. Anyway, it's important. You can make a lot of money from it. So keep that in mind. It's called fermentation. And this last slide, if you want to pause it or whatever, just shows you all of the word equations you need to know. So good luck. I'm going to go eat some cake.